So here we are in my polytunnel. It's mid-June at the moment and everything's growing like mad. We've got everything fruiting and flowering, so I thought I'd give you a quick tour just to show you what's going on. So let's go and take a look. So here we have the red curry squash, the Uchiki curry, and they're doing very nicely. They're just starting to come off. This is the size that they're at now. And then we come on to the pink banana squash, which I think there's one hiding right down here if we can get underneath. There's one hiding right down there. And then we've got the strawberry crown squash, which there's nothing happening with at the moment. And then we come on to the Marina di Choggia, and the leaves on some of these leaves, they're just absolutely huge. You can see they're doing really well. So the Marina is actually stretching itself out right down here, right into the aubergine patch. So we come on to these, which I've planted a few of these honeydew orange flesh temptation melon. Got a few going on there. One's just hiding underneath the squash plant. And then we've got the watermelon. So I've done a few in pots just to see how they do there. And then I've also planted a few as well. This is one of the better ones, which is doing nicely. And at some point I must have thrown in a pot of compost that had some carrot seeds in, because we seem to be growing carrots there. But it's not actually deep enough to grow any carrots, so we'll just get the leaves, I think. And we're actually joined by loads of spiders, as you can see on there. They love to congregate on this bit of wood and see what's going on. They're all over the place. I'm going to try and see, they're not bothered. They're not bothered about me being there at all. They're quite happy. Gathered on the wood. So we're moving on to the aubergine patch, and as you can see, I can just stretch over. There, we're actually getting some aubergine flowers on these as well now. So these aubergines are the white Casper, which is a white aubergine. And then we've got the early long purple, which is also actually flowering. I could just spot a little bit of purple down there. And these have got lovely spikes on the leaves, as you can see there. So over here you'll just see that I've put a tray of water in. Obviously you can put a bowl of water in. It just actually creates that humid environment that the aubergines enjoy. They also say to mist them once or twice a day. Obviously that helps give that environment as well. It just try and helps them to develop. We're also seeing this aubergine patch a bit of cauliflower, I think it is. It's either cauliflower or broccoli. It looks like a cauliflower. I did run out of space outside, and I thought, well, I'm just going to plant them where I can in the polytunnel, and obviously everything's grown around it now, so we'll see. I didn't like to throw it out. I couldn't throw it out. It looked like a really good plant, so it's just hiding in between everything. So here we've got the cucumbers, and these are La Diva, Market More, and Crystal Apple. I did have Crystal Lemon, but I think the mice have eaten them before they even germinated, so we've just got the Crystal Apple this time. See down here we've actually got the flowers forming and a little cucumber. So we continue over here with the mass of cucumbers that are in. We've got 3 pots of them there, 3 large pots, and I do need to go in and just check what's going on in there. I can see some flowers going on. Here is the white wonder cucumber, which is a white cucumber. If we just go down here, we'll just see what size this is getting to. Really good size. It looks like it could glow in the dark, really, doesn't it? It's really bright. And then we've got some lovely, loads of flowers going on here. And if you look up here, I've just put a plant pot on top. If you don't have any cane tops, it's handy to just put something on top, either a can or a plant pot like I have, and it just protects yourself really from when you're leaning over looking at your plants. You don't actually want it taking your eye out, so if you just put something on top. Then we're moving on to the tomatillos. Just have a look under here. Here's all the flowers. Doing nicely. So I've got, let me see, four plants. 5 plants actually, there's 2 in one pot there. And then I've also planted one as well. You can actually see the difference in the colour there. So we've got the planted one, which is quite bright green, and then a lighter green here. This is obviously meaning that, you know, it needed more space, and it needed to be, you know, watered a bit more regularly as well. Then we're moving on to the tomatoes. And we're having, if you can see down here, there we go. We're just getting some tomatoes on them. Lots of flowers. Loads down here. And these are the black opal ones. And as you can see, I've just watered them and it's just collected in a tray down here. And they can just suck up a little bit more. We're moving on to the pink Bumblebee tomatoes. And one that's really stretching out. Up there, it's nearly the same height as me. But again, lots of nice flowers going on. So hopefully we should get a good harvest. The rhubarb in here, I've just got in a pot. It does need planting outside. I will be doing that at some point when I can find where to put it. But it had actually been taken over by ants. They'd made a nest and gone right through the bottom and made a really big nest underneath as well. They've gone into the ground. They've actually gone a little bit quiet now, so I think they've done whatever they needed to do and laid all their eggs and made all the little nurseries, because it was actually just swarming with them really. They were crawling all over the place. But this, yeah, it's gone a bit quiet now. But the rhubarb's actually now picking up, because it was looking a bit sorry for itself. Obviously with all the ants jigging about all over the place, but it's actually growing back now, and I'm getting quite a few nice stems there. Onto this bag of compost that I brought in. Now I made a couple of raised beds, as you can see here. I've just made them all the way up. Made some raised beds, and then obviously we've got the pathway through. But on this side, actually this needs sorting. I've got the potting benches up there, as you can see, massive tomatoes. But a couple of potting benches there. But obviously I want to make down here with the weeds, I do actually want to make some more raised beds, so I'll be doing that at some point. So coming back to this bag of compost, as you can see here, well, the cucumber's actually trailing into it now, so we'll just manoeuvre that out of the way. But what we've got is some broccoli and cauliflower. The stems on this are beautiful. This is the purple sprouting broccoli. So they seem to be doing okay. I mean, the compost is mushroom compost, which is a mixture of agricultural straw and manure. So brassicas absolutely love manure. So they're doing really well, and they're doing fantastic outside. They're doing really, really well outside. Here we have more tomato plants. I think in my previous video I said I had about 42 of them, which should probably do, probably a few more, because I kept adding a few more seeds that I'd found and trying to do those. I've planted a few outside, but they're not doing as well. But as you can see down here, we're getting some tomatoes down here. These are the Sungold. And with my last video I actually showed you these little suckers, these little side shoots. You just take them off. So it's taking energy from the plant, and you're not going to use them. If they if they do grow a bit bigger and it's earlier on in the year, if you might want to pull them off and then transplant them, have them as cuttings, pop them in some water, and grow new plants from them. It's a little bit late in the day really now for them in June. And here we have the Tigeralla, which is a stripy tomato, and they're doing nicely as well. I'll show you the mess of, sometimes you don't see the mess in people's gardens, but everybody has them. We'll shove it to one side, and then you don't get to see. You see all the nice pretty pictures and lovely videos, and you don't get to see the mess. So I'll show you my Frankenstein's monster shelf in there, which is actually, it used to be my children's bunk beds. about 6 or 7 years ago. Just chopped them up and actually made some staging for them. So I've just been organising some pots on there, so I've just put them all there. They're all hidden about everywhere. Gas canisters, I don't actually heat the polytunnel anymore, so these will be going. And then tomatoes, put tomatoes down here, but as you can see, a bit of a mess. Old pots, bits of dead plants and things like that, a bit of netting, everything's going on down here. So what I want to do, I mean, there's probably about, let me see, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 foot there of growing space that I can actually utilise. Obviously at the moment it's just got the tomato plants in, but I really want to, like I said, make some raised beds. Got some more staging there and just get rid of all them weeds at the back and put it all the way down, which will just be fantastic. And I don't really need all these shelves in here either. I can stack these up, so all this will go, and then what I'll do is I'll just extend the beds right the way down to the end. So as some of you will know from my Instagram feed, it gets very hot in my polytunnel. It gets over 50 degrees when the sun's out. So and as you can see, it did have a window in here before. Got a frame up for it, but when the new cover was actually put on, it wasn't actually cut out. So this is another job that I need to get sorted. Here we have the carrots. I'd run out of compost, so it's not as high as what I wanted, so there'll just be smaller carrots. Look like we've got some weeds that are trying to grow in there. These are Nantes, orange carrots. And then here we have the rainbow carrots. And these were brilliant last year. They all sorts of different colours. I'll actually list down below what they were, because we had everything from cream, yellow, orange, red, purple. They were absolutely beautiful and tasted fantastic. They were so sweet. And carrots are great for kids to get involved with because they love coming out here, especially the coloured ones as well, because they never know what they're going to pull up next, so it's a bit of a treasure hunt for them. Now you might be thinking, oh my goodness, she's growing loads of nettles there. And yes, it wasn't intentional, but they've popped up there just in the corner of the polytunnel. And I'm actually utilising them because I know that they've not got any weed killer on them. These are what I've been using for nettle soup, and obviously you can use it for your homemade nettle fertiliser as well. And I won't be using them now they're starting to flower, but when they do start growing, you can just take 3 or 4 inch off the top and then use all the nettle tops in a soup, and it's absolutely delicious. And then we move on right into the very corner of the polytunnel, and this is the grapevine. And as you can see, we've just got some growing down here which look like little molecules, beautiful things, and these will grow in to the dark purple grapes. So this is the Adam fig, said to be the fig that Adam and Eve used to cover the modesty, shall we say. So I'm going to keep it in the polytunnel. I might plant it or just put it in a larger pot, but it wasn't happy outside, to be honest, so I'm going to keep this in here. So I hope you've enjoyed that quick tour around. Please give me a like and a subscribe, that'd be fantastic. And if you've got any questions, then please just comment below, and I shall see you next week.